Greetings, everybody. I'd like to talk today a little bit about the antidote. So, we're at this time where a lot of people are afraid. There's a lot of talk about just stuff, because it's fear based stuff. So, do you know what? I'm not even going to mention it today. And I think that what we're missing out on when we jump into fear story is the medicine of what this journey is about. And okay, so people are, I'm going to say this bit because I want to explain the antidote. So people are saying there are going to be mass vaccinations, and people are spending a lot of time on Facebook ranting about this and keeping themselves in a loop. Firstly, loads of us have had the virus and stayed at home. They can't do this, okay? That's the reality, is that enough people, when we come out of this, will say that's absolutely foolish. You can't do that because the majority of people, the majority of the world's population are not those people. So they cannot do that, okay? Secondly, this is the real time for us to come back into some sense of autonomy and self-responsibility and sovereignty. And that's really what we can learn from this. And there is something to be said for how this situation is beautiful for assisting a lot of people to spend more time on their health and their diet and things that we should have been doing already. Okay, so we have things like a lot of governments have definitely been corrupt with spending their money, have been buying armaments and having wars that we don't condone, because please remember, governments are elected by the people, right? So it's kind of important to start to remember that and to remember that it's a two-way street and you can create a dialogue. You don't have to vent and explode and become something they don't want to interact with, but we have a dialogue if we choose to make it, okay? And the thing is that actually we are the ones who haven't been eating well, and we are the ones who continue to buy shit food, and we are the ones who can change that. So it's easy enough to see, and many people are talking about this. People are starting to grow vegetables in the back garden because they've got time. This is all stuff we could have been doing, but we were too lazy not to do. So let's just call it, okay? Now, if people can get beyond being triggered by this, because it's true, we're all needed to step up. We can choose to be somebody who eats microwave dinner every day and stay low vibe and sit watching Facebook and reading fear stories. Or we can say, actually, my body is my body and I take my health into my own hands. All we need to do is to start en masse opting into the higher timeline of going, I'm actually committed to feeding my children better, to doing more yoga, to not watching so much crap that makes me in a lower vibe, and just by upgrading, okay? And then what will happen is then we can actually create a dialogue with our MPs or with whoever, with our doctors, and say, thank you very much, but we've chosen that we're going to do it on our own. And thank you for all this time that you spent making vaccinations and making these things because we were not being self-responsible for our own health. Thank you for the work that you've all put in. Rather than creating a good guy, bad guy scenario, we just go above it and just go, actually, thank you. You can retire now, Bill Gates, because actually we don't need you anymore. We don't need your story. We don't need you to propel fear into us. We're actually going to look after our own bodies because we are like a pest. We have been consuming too much. We haven't been being mindful. And this is where we've given our power away. We've given our power away of our own body, and things are slipping. Viruses are slipping into our body. Wonky news is slipping into our field. And that's because we've let it do that. And it's very easy to try to become a victim of everything, but that doesn't get us anywhere. And all we have to do is have some resilience and say, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to research to find out how I can eat better and how I can do that on a low budget. And that's why a lot of us are working really hard behind the scenes and have been doing. We knew this time was going to come, so we've been preparing. We're getting things ready now that the time is here. But guys, it starts with you. We all have to do this. And deflecting the story as some bad guys are making us do all of this stuff, it's not really the truth. That's a creation of a victim perpetrator story that's from the colonial past. The reality is that you have the self-responsibility to get healthy and to spend whatever money you've got on better stuff and to focus your priorities somewhere else. And that's for you to do. And if we, as a populace, say, actually, we don't need you, then it will go away. And it's as simple as that. The antidote is self-responsibility. So, yeah, this might trigger some people, but it's true. We create this through our own laziness. When we align with the planet and when we are eating better and we're doing things in alignment, we stay more robust. We don't attract it into our field. Humanity has attracted this drama, and it's perfectly timely. However, the fact that most people are now aware that it's a man-made disease can create a lot of fear and a lot of conflict and a lot of polarity. And the thing is that with it being a man-made disease, there's going to be a lot of investigations down the line and stuff. The truth is already out there, but the truth is going to come out to the mass scale. You have options. You can get really angry and stay in fear, which is going to keep you really low vibe and attract lots of crap stuff into your field. Or you can go, right, I take this challenge. I take this challenge that wanted to exterminate me. And I've decided to make my body, my mind, my spirit, my commitment to community so strong that we don't need this narrative anymore, that we can clear this story, this drama, this creation by our slovenliness and our unconscious. We can clean it. Okay, so let's all jump in to starting to create what the outcome of this is, the most high outcome, and how that looks for us to be actually a mobile, free, healthy, awake being. Because that's all we have to do. Take care, lovelies. Ciao, ciao.